Welcome to Night Search, everyone. I'm Barbara Luttrell, here with Eddie Middleton. We're glad that you could join us on this January 23rd. We have a very interesting show this evening, Eddie.
Night Search is known as a show that's really out there, and we won't be doing anything to disabuse you of that thought tonight, folks, I assure you, as we introduce to you once again A Man Named Shu, Part 2. Many of you have doubtless seen the movie Phenomenon starring John Travolta. He played the part of an ordinary, amiable kind of guy who became transformed into a superhuman by an extraordinary encounter experience. It happened one night right after he had left the convivial company of his buddies in a bar somewhere in rural America. As he walked out into the street, a mysterious beam of energy suddenly shot out of heaven and zapped him in the head. He was immediately possessed of amazing telekinetic and other paranormal abilities. Our guest tonight, Eddie Edwards, is Travolta's real-life counterpart. In fact, there's good reason to believe the movie was actually based on Ed. Joining us also tonight is Dr. William C. Levengood, a biophysicist who since 1995 has done secret research with Ed and documented his incredible abilities. Dr. Levengood is a scientist of 50 years standing who has appeared on 2020 and Sightings. Later in the program, Charlie Plyler, a scientist who has recently gained worldwide attention for his groundbreaking research into detecting E.L.F.R.A.D frequencies and who is founder of the E.L.F.R.A.D group, will be online with us to talk about the experiments he and Ed have been doing, also under wraps until now, that further attest to the reality of this man as a real-life human phenomenon. And now, A Man Named Shu. Hey, Ed, you online with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm just an old country boy out here in the woods now.
That's the best thing to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Dr. Levengood online, I hope, now also.
Hello, Dr. Levengood, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, and welcome to Night Search. We're very glad you could join us.
Yeah, well,
Well, why don't you start out, Dr. Levengood, and tell us a little bit about your background and what's led you into this kind of research, and then talk about the kind of experiments you've been doing with Ed.
With Ed, all right. Don't let Ed fool you with that old country boy business.
Plain as an old shoe.
Anyway, yes, I became acquainted with Ed about 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, in the very early 90s, I was, as I may have told you the other day, I work on trying to understand the energies involved in these crop formations.
Okay.
And
Do you mean crop circles, Dr. Levengood?
crop circles. I call them formations because many of them are not circles.
That's true. Good point.
And so this lady had a number of grass rings in her yard, which I've found over the years fall into the same category. Anyway, I became very well acquainted with her, and I learned that she had this ability that probably the best way to describe it is the well-known term of hands-on energy or hands-on healing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I was totally skeptical of that. But I became acquainted with people that she had treated, and they were very credible people. The stories were remarkable in the sense that she did a very fantastic job of healing people. But I was still skeptical. Anyway, one day I had been having constant problems with the gallbladder, and I won't get into the details, but anyway, I'd wake up in the morning sick and nauseated every morning. Take me a little while to get over it. Well, one day, I had told her about this, and she said, why don't you come in and I'll give you a treatment? So I did, and the outcome was that the very next morning, I was going about my business, and all of a sudden it hit me. I wasn't nauseated and dizzy.
Mm.
And, of course, I attributed this to coincidence, right? Well,
Right.
As it turned out, she gave me about 2 or 3 more tune-up treatments, and I've never had the problem since. So I didn't just think, wow, this is really fantastic, and forget about it. I said to myself, there are energies here that I now am convinced need to be studied and that we don't know anything about. And so I set about to do just that. In the next 3 or 4 years, I devised a technique that I found out later the Japanese had used something very, very similar to my apparatus. And it was marginally successful. I won't bother getting into details. But around that time, Ed sort of found me. And at that time, he was working in Detroit. And he called me up one day, and he sounded like a very interesting man. And he had some very incredible claims, which at that time, of course, I was very skeptical about. I'm a skeptical old scientist. But anyway, as it turned out, these claims were valid. And
so you tested him in your laboratory, right?
Right. I tested. Excuse me. That's right. He visited my laboratory several times over the next year, and during that time, I ran on to a much more efficient way of looking at this energy. And I guess probably at this time I should explain what this energy is.
No, please do.
It's what is termed. It has a number of terms. It has far more terms than it has explanation. It's called subtle energy, zero-point energy, a non-local energy. I won't go out. Orgone energy, etc.
It's also called key energy, maybe?
Like chi,
or
right.
Chi energy?
Yes, that's a very important. I'm glad you brought that up. That goes way back to the ancient Chinese. But even they had no way of measuring or quantifying what this energy was. Well, at that time, I didn't realize I was that close to understanding or to really measuring this energy. What I did know, it was very unusual. It didn't act the same as the ordinary electrical energy coming over your when you flip a light switch. Mm-hmm. It was composed of, as it turned out, it's composed of very, very subtle combinations of quantum particles, from electrons to holes. I'm talking about in the metal, etc. Well, I then became associated with a man who is a neuropsychophysiologist, Dr. John Getty, and he and I spent the next several years, along with Ed and his help in the lab, trying to understand what this energy was. And we found some, as we went along, some very incredible things. In fact, they were so incredible that it took us months to really believe it ourselves. We ran through all kinds of tests to try and make sure that what we're seeing is what we're seeing.
What are some things you were seeing?
Well, what we were seeing was that this energy, it is formed within the living body, the living organism. It's formed in the cells.
In the cells?
It then organizes in the body, and for the moment, let's just talk about humans.
All right.
It organizes in the human body into what we feel are called soliton waves. Soliton waves are very unusual waves that don't dissipate with distance.
Ooh.
And when the second apparatus totally revised, it didn't have wasn't very even similar to the first apparatus I used. It was a completely new approach. Excuse me. The test subject puts his hands on aluminum plates.
All right.
And those aluminum plates are hooked up to a circuit, And the human body induces these what we term charge density pulses.
Okay.
These charge density pulses, as I pointed out before, are not the same as ordinary electricity passing through a light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
These are quite different.
Right.
And they, first of all, we found that the body is strictly polarized. One hand has a different electrical polarity than the other in terms of these charges.
Okay, that makes sense.
Interestingly enough, the ancient Chinese knew this. They had never measured it, but they knew that.
Right.
All through the literature on qi,
right.
they talk about polarity, one side of the body being polarized and so on. Well, we find this is that was one of the first very interesting characteristics of this energy. The next characteristic that was very exciting to us as scientists is that this energy, when it's formulated on the plates by the hands, it's what's called a dissipative energy. And it follows a very precise mathematical function.
Okay.
It's called a log time function. I won't get into details, but the point is, whenever you find something that follows a mathematical function, that it's important to take very close a look at that, because it's important.
Okay.
When nature follows a precise mathematical function, which we did.
Right.
And the more we looked at this, and the more we went on, the more unusual this became. The results became. Now, along in there somewhere, and this is very important, we found identical pulses, not exactly at the same level, but we found identical pulses in plants. We also found this polarity effect in plants.
I believe The Secret Life of Plants actually discusses that, which came out, of course not in the detail that you're mentioning, but pretty close to it, and that came out about 25 years ago.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that.
It's a good book.
Some of it is very good. Other parts of it is, well, anyway. I won't get into that right now.
It's not.
Anyway, what we found is that the plants follow the same dissipative function. They respond to external environment,
right.
like plants, like animals do, etc.
Right.
We went through, and this won't mean too much to your listeners unless they're scientists, but we went through a lot of studies to show that the energy is not only occurring in the cells within the body, but the energy builds up differently in different organs within the body.
That's very interesting.
The heart has a different, we call this interactive biofield energy. It has a different energy than the lungs and the liver and so on.
Now, is that pretty much across the board with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, and is that how someone who's able to do viewing of the body or feeling of the body, as Shu is able to do, is that how they can detect when something is out of kilter, out of sync, because it's not vibrating correctly at its normal rate?
That's correct.
Okay.
Ed is able to, through his own, he sort of pulled himself up by his bootstraps here, and did an awful lot of work and concentration. A remarkable amount of work, and Ed has a phenomenal amount of persistence. And through this work and concentration and conversations back and forth with me and so on, he is able to focus this to a profound degree. And we found others that are able to. Ed is not the only one.
Right.
Everybody has this energy. Ed is no exception.
And everybody has a potential perhaps to develop to that degree?
That's correct. That's correct. If you want to spend the time and effort and understand it, that is absolutely true. I think they're very...
I think Shu got a head start on us.
That's right.
He seems to have a natural inclination towards it and has been blessed by it.
That's right.
Actually learned
Exactly.
from a long time ago.
That's right, Shu.
when I
How
was a
long
kid.
ago? When did it start?
When I was 2.
2. See what I mean? Big head start.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little problem hearing him, but
She was just mentioning that this began for him when he was the age of 2.
yeah, right.
So he has a big head start.
Well, I
You
knew
told
about
me
the
that
magnets
before.
in my hands then.
And
He knew about the magnetic activity with the hands, is what he's just said.
oh yeah,
Go ahead, Dr. Levengood.
yeah. Well, yeah. He's anyway. The tests with Ed, as we developed this CDP device, became more and more sophisticated. And one day Ed said, "I believe that I don't even have to touch the plates. I can affect the plates." And I said, well, I was very skeptical, but I said, let's try it. And he completely blew my skepticism. He did it. And so then I knew that this was something that we really had to look closely at. So we did a lot of tests. I'm not going to get into. I don't have time.
Right, because we want Shu to talk too. Yeah.
I understand. In a few minutes, Charlie Plyler is going to be on.
Right, that's right.
And so I wanted to point out that Charlie Plyler, whom I know, and I got acquainted with him through Ed, and we've had a lot of discussions. Charlie Plyler, Ed, and I did a 3-way test. Now, Ed can send this energy. You notice I don't say that I think he can send it. I know he can send it.
Right.
Because I've been able to actually, one phenomenal test that we did that it's detailed, I won't get into it tonight, but the one with Charlie Plyler was also equally fantastic. Ed and I set that up. He was in Georgia, I was here in Michigan, and Charlie Plyler is in North
Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah.
North Carolina, right. And we set it up for Sunday, and I called Charlie, and he said he'd have his equipment on running all day. He runs it 24 hours, most every day, I guess. And I didn't tell him when the test was, going to be.
Right.
So Ed and I picked 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I did a trace, a CDP, on my own instrument, a CDP trace of myself. Now, I've done many of these. I know I've studied effects of weather and temperature and that sort of thing, So I had a lot of data on myself. So what we agreed to do is see if Ed, for that particular time of day, could significantly increase the energy that I put into the plate.
Right.
Okay, this was from 4 to 4:30 p.m. Ed and I did 7 different 30-second tests during that period, with several minutes rest in between.
Okay.
Now, I knew from previous studies that Ed has to build up. In other words, and there's a fatigue factor. He has time to build it up, and then after that it begins to run down, to dissipate.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the outcome was that I got a highly statistically significant increase because I compared it with several months before at the same time of day, my own traces. So I had good, solid statistical data. The peak at the middle of the half-hour period was, I think, over 2 standard deviations above the control.
Which is quite a bit?
Pardon?
That for the layman in us, that's quite a bit.
That means it was highly significant.
Gotcha.
So then I called Charlie, and he said he'd have the data for me the next day.
Okay.
Because I had to tell him to look what time period to look for.
Right.
So he went back and looked at that time period, and to our utter amazement, he got a low start, and then a rise, and then a drop-off in the data, just like I did.
That's something else.
This man can radiate.
and his data, as mine, were off the normal control level.
Well, that's pretty solid scientific documentation, I would say.
Yeah, it's
He's
very
a heavy
solid.
hitter.
Pardon?
He's a heavy hitter.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I found out, I don't need their scientific toys there to prove it anymore. I can light you tail up.
Dr. Levengood, since we're getting close to the first break, we're going to have to say goodnight to you and then get Charlie Plyler
Sure.
on. Why don't you tell about this paper you've recently come out with on subtle energies and how people could obtain a copy of it?
Yeah, this was a paper that Dr. Getty and I authored. It was published in the journal, it's an international journal of subtle energy and energy medicine.
Okay.
And I have an associate that agrees to send those out.
Well, we could put it on our website, the contact Nancy Talbot, and with the address to write to,
Yeah.
or email to. It'll be on our website. Just check nightsearch.net, our website.
Yeah, right. And the title of the paper is Evidence for Charge Density Pulses Associated with Bioelectric Fields in Living Organisms.
Now, you've done a lot of research on crop circles. The same kind of energies involved in crop circle formation.
No.
Something in an entirely different order there.
Well, this is not subtle energy. The energies in crop formations are very, very energetic, and they're very, very complex.
Well, we're going to... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in the case of the subtle energies that we're studying in the plants and animals, this is a very low energy. It's in the region of microamps. A microamp is 1/1,000,000th of an amp, and that is in the same level that electrochemical pulses are sent through living cells. So, but the energy in the crop formations, that's I don't have time to get into
Yeah,
that.
I just wanted to just ask that one question, and of course we're going to have you back on again just to devote the whole show to the subject of your research in the crop circle or crop formations.
Yeah, right.
Dr. Levengood, thank you so much for sharing all of this data with us, and we appreciate the fact that you're making your paper available to all of our listening audience, which they can get this by going to nightsearch.net.
Right, right.
Are you going to continue to do research with Charlie Plyler and Ed?
Oh, sure.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, we'd like to get you back on, the three of you, and get some updates as things develop.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, give my regards to Charlie.
Sure will.
Good night, Ed.
Yeah, good night, Lefty. I'll holler at you later.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll holler at you sometime soon, too.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
but before we go to break, Ed, you want to talk about some ideas you have in mind for the show tonight before we get Charlie Plyler online after the break?
Well, we just, in general, what we was doing, what we're trying to do here.
Hopefully we're going to be on the internet tonight.
Yeah, hey,
We hope so.
yeah. But, yeah, we just do, in generalization of what we're into here and how Charlie applies with his research into this.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like we got a good half hour coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead now to break, and we'll be back with Ed and Charlie Plyler to investigate further this human phenomenon, a man named Shu. You're listening to AM 1030, Night Search.
Invite you and your family for a service of worship and praise Sunday mornings at 10:50 a.m. only on News Talk 1030, the voice of Memphis.
Welcome back, everybody, to Night Search. In case you can't get through to us, you're more than welcome to email us at nightsearch.net. And if you have any questions for Shu, he will be more than happy to answer those questions. So simply email us at nightsearch.net.
And he'll answer the questions on our website.
That's right.
Hey, Ed, we got Charlie Plyler online? Okay. Well, Ed, why don't you introduce Charlie, since he's a close friend of yours, and talk a little bit about the kind of work you've done with him.
Okay, well, I run into Charlie after I come across some of his web pages, and he was studying anomalous signals. Basically, I was looking for someone that was studying like the Schumann resonance and extremely low frequencies going through the earth. I already knew when I do talk to people and do healings over the phone how I could make them tingle and the energy transfer, that there had to be a way to monitor this.
Mm-hmm.
There had to be a way that somebody had to have something somewhere that it would show up on. And after watching and looking over his pages, I just called him up and sent him an email and said I thought I was doing some of that stuff that he was seeing.
That must have really surprised him.
Well, he's, you know, kind of like Lefty, a skeptic, and it takes proving to him. So I didn't tell him how I did it. I just said, check your stuff at a certain time there. And I was sitting there, and I did an experiment and marked my times down exactly how they were. Of course, my UTC timing was off just a few seconds, but I got it in to Charlie there and told him to look it up, and kaboom, there it was.
You know, I checked into the website. It's www.E.L.F.R.A.D.org.
Yes.
And there's a link directly to you, and it shows the graphs that display you sending the energy. It's quite impressive.
And they've got a link on our website to the E.L.F.R.A.D site, so be sure and check that on our nightsearch.net site.
We found when I do healings on people that it'll show up on his stuff.
Wow.
You know, that's what's interesting about it. Mm-hmm. You out there, Charlie?
Oh, yes.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, how are you
Welcome to Night Search.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. Like Dr. Levengood, I also was very skeptical. And after Ed gave me a call and told me to look at a particular time, I looked there, and sure enough, there was something very unusual almost to the second. And that was my start of the experiments with him. This was about 2 years ago.
And all this has been pretty much kept secret until now.
Yes, it has, because it's so controversial, and we really don't know how it's being done. We were afraid, really, if we said anything about it before now, it would be blown away as some type of quackery.
So what is it that's transpired or come together at this point that makes you feel confident that there will not be that sort of skepticism put upon your work?
There may be at some time. We have been researching extremely low frequencies through the Earth for a number of years, about 10 years. Unlike frequencies through the air, the Earth is a conductor.
Yes.
And there are millions, of course, of different frequencies, and we have the ability to filter out the unwanted ones and zero in on the ones we wish to look. The thing we don't understand is a method of propagation, as far as Ed's concerned, how he is able to do this. And we're able to pick it up. We're about 150 miles distance from his site.
Excuse me, when you say his method of propagation, you mean the seed of where the energy comes from? Or are you saying that he's drawing it from somewhere else?
Not necessarily. I mean, how I'm actually able to acquire the signal.
I see.
Whether it's magnetically induced, a type of electromagnetic wave that travels through the Earth. It is an extremely low frequency. It's very much below the range of human hearing in the brainwave frequencies, as a matter of fact. We did a experiment this afternoon, and we also posted that to the website if anyone would like to take a look at it.
What experiment did you do?
He called, I talked with him, we set up a particular time to concentrate on focusing on the energy. And after the experiment was over, he gave me a call, and I scanned through the data and filtered it, ran a couple of programs to filter out unusual frequencies at that particular time. And there were two frequencies of interest, one around 2.7, which we learned a long time ago. He usually concentrates on. And another frequency around 11 hertz. And both of these, 11 hertz is in the range of the human mind, and the first one is associated with deep sleep, trance state, and non-REM type of sleep. So it's very unusual, and Ed's quite a gifted person, and
we gathered that.
Yes, we've been trying to help him out in any way, shape, or form, and without hurting the possibility of undue publicity, which may point to him as a quack.
I think Ed is really coming out of the closet here for the first time on Night Search.
Yes, he is.
We feel very honored in that way. So Charlie, you also, I was looking at your website. I didn't have much time, but I noticed that you have what is called E.L.F.R.A.D group members.
Yes.
They seem to be manning these E.L.F. and U.L.F. and E.L.F. Monitoring sites, and they're participating in research and experimentation of E.L.F.s. They construct a receiving station to collect data for analysis for such things such as earthquakes, UFOs, storms, etc. This sounds very interesting. Would you like to give a little bit of an explanation on that?
It's a pioneering field. It's a group of volunteers. None of us are paid. We put on expenses for equipment. We have a site in Holland, one in California. Ideally, we like to have them all over the world. And we are able to detect precursor activities before major earthquakes, anywhere from 90 to 120 minutes.
That's quite impressive, Charlie.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Are you taken seriously?
Not at first. Yes, we are now.
Good.
There's quite a few people are really being interested in, especially those in Japan.
Now, you said that when you were on the Art Bell show talking about this, they had the phone lines were just flooded with people reporting from all over the world to you.
Absolutely. There's quite a phenomenal number of hits on the website that night.
Now, can SHU detect earthquakes before they happen?
I'm detecting something. I haven't been able to pinpoint it down directly to it, but I do get a sensation of something. It's I don't know, maybe I'm getting the same thing that the animals and birds that live near our fault zone are getting.
Yes.
Right.
And because
it all
I get
seems to be
very
related.
Anxious. And I'll get these like little funny little headaches that only last for a second or two. And
for those in the audience that, well, I'm sure everyone knows that prior to earthquakes and sometimes other natural disasters, such as erupting volcanoes in the case of Pompeii, was it Pompeii which was the last? There was one animal left in the village that happened to have been tied up. All the other animals had left, and that usually takes place about 3 days beforehand. Animals will begin behaving restlessly and try to get away.
Yeah.
So when you have these feelings, Shu, can you differentiate? Is there an ill feeling, an exciting feeling, between what happens?
There are different things, but I don't have enough data yet to be able to lay an exact down now, because I have now. I monitor. I got access to drums and everything, the seismic stations, but I also have found that during extreme geomagnetic solar storms, they seem to give me the same kind of a rough type-like signal, although those are coming through the planet also.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Charlie, your work here is just really breaking new ground, isn't it? Detecting these frequencies in the Earth.
Absolutely. As I said, the Earth is a conductor. Usually, you detect electromagnetic signals with antennas through the air. We directly couple with the Earth and detect the electrical signals with probes buried in the Earth itself. And it's not related to seismic or the movement of the Earth, but the electrical signals themselves.
So Shu's a man is just very much well tuned into the Earth, then.
Yes, anything that has to do with electrical or magnetic activity, and it does travel through the Earth also, and it's just a matter of recovering those particular frequencies and weeding out the ones that you don't want.
This sounds like something that we all really need to learn how to do, because our planet is ailing, and it would be wonderful if we could all tune in and help it along.
You might say Shu is very much a down-to-earth man in a profound sense.
I think Shu has those plans in store for him, as a matter of fact.
He'll be a new prophet.
He's capable of teaching a lot of people.
Yeah, I've been able to teach them to heal very well, and with especially the young people, very easily.
Yeah, they're much more receptive.
Yes, and even a few old ones there, they'll open up to it. And once I get them started, I've got them going good.
Hey, why don't you tell a little bit about what you got from being on the show last night? You received a certain charge.
I'm glad. I'll have to be honest with you. I'm glad that the Real Audio failed last week. Now, see, I've been after Lefty for the last year and a half to let's do a live over-the-radio experiment like this. You know, and he, be angered around trying to get something to put together, and never did, and that's, run up with y'all there, so we did it. And once everybody basically out there in your radio audience kind of did what I said there, I started getting a linkage with everybody, and then all of a sudden, it was just like overwhelming amount of energy that come in. If I'd have nailed everybody that had been listening on various parts of the planet, who knows how much juice has been flowing through these.
They were trying to listen from all over the planet, down in Australia and Britain.
Exactly. And just maybe that enhanced it some by wanting to be there, but not able to. But I got an amazing amount of feedback here.
Well, you know, Memphis is a pretty hip-hop place.
That must be. Must be. I'll have to visit it one time.
We wish you would.
You said you might be willing to do another experiment on air tonight, and hopefully we're being heard on the internet.
Okay.
You want to try something tonight?
Well, we could, if y'all want to.
Why don't we give it a shot?
That would be interesting. As a sideline, I have the E.L.F.R.A.D cam lined up on the Shoes page, and you might be able to see some actual recordings live if as they happen.
That'd be great. And publish it there. Go to your website and see what happened during our show tonight.
Cool beans.
Absolutely.
Charlie, you're going to have to do that. Let's do it.
Okay. Y'all ready? Y'all want to try something?
Yeah, let's
We're
go
ready.
with it. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody that can hear me,
Yes.
hold your hands about the size of a basketball would be in front of you. You'll have to adjust them in and out just a little bit, and don't hold them stiff. Let them kind of free float, out from the elbows out.
Gotcha.
Okay, now I'm focusing an energy into the planet that's going to be affecting on the human level. Those that are going to make contact on this will start feeling the sensations of like squeezing on a balloon. Don't hold them steady at one space. Just kind of move them back and forth, small amounts, but you'll find that balloon.
Got it. Okay.
There. Whoa, there. Yeah, I'm getting all type of feedback. Okay, Barbara, you feel that?
I feel it.
I feel something now, I do.
Mm-hmm. Feels like something, okay, kind of spinning. Now I'm going to start pulsing the energy.
Okay.
What it'll feel like is your fingers will probably want to kind of nearly wiggle. You ready? And go. Feel that?
Uh-huh.
Feel some tingling in my fingertips. I can feel some tingling in my fingertips.
Uh-huh.
A little bit, I can.
Yeah, and you'll probably feel a little heat in between there.
Uh-huh.
Some people out in the audience may feel what feels like, if you could describe as an electric motor spinning or the basketball spinning, along with little pulses.
Yeah, folks, now, if you're experiencing something out there tonight, be sure to email us on our feedback section, and we'll put it on the website. We want some documentation from you out there in our listening audience tonight.
But there, like that. All I'm doing is focusing a pure energy into the planet. Everybody's aware of it, hearing it through my voice, and they're being in tune with it, as it were. Yeah, like the little pulses. You're probably all going to be warming up a little bit, too.
Mm-hmm.
This generates heat in people like crazy. Yeah, there's quite a few different souls out there on it. Okay, I'm going to back it off, but you may notice a lingering effect here for a few minutes.
All right.
Phew.
Yeah, Charlie, were you seeing anything register back there in North Carolina?
Yes, there's a lot of unusual spikes on the camcorder here.
Really?
Yes, they are. That is on Ed's page there also, if anyone would like to take a look at it.
Yeah, just go to nightsearch.net and click right on to the E.L.F.R.A.D website that's on our front menu page there.
Yeah, but now, like I've done, I'm finished now, but people will notice a lingering effect. They can still hold that energy in their hands and stuff for a little while, and it'll just kind of dissipate off, like Dr. Levengood says.
That was fun. I like that.
Now, my intuition on things, that little experiment me and Charlie did today, when he called me, he was telling me about that solar storm that's going off so bad right now.
No, I haven't really heard about it.
Well, it's like a geomagnetic storm, the space wind, whatever. The experiment I did with him today was locking the energy into the planet and intensifying the Earth's magnetosphere to see if we could see it kind of cancel out any of his equipment. And you got that part pretty well showing there, didn't you, Charles?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
So my intuition, like last week, we went off in the end there using the energy and talking about the medical aspects. Well, medical is great and fine, and I want to teach a bunch of healers so they can go out and heal everybody. But I also want to work on the science of interaction with the planet.
Great idea.
Possibly working with defense systems for the planet. I like to be able to block these bad radiation days.
That would be a wonderful idea, Shu. How do you plan to go about doing that? Do you want to organize
going at it with all the research I can and just, doing what I can. And those that want to help, here I am. We'll all work together.
Once again, you're more than welcome to contact Shu through, go to nightsearch.net. We have a link, and it's E.L.F.R.A.D.org. And from that, you can go directly to Shu's website, or the research done on Shu.
Let me ask a really far-out kind of question here. Is it possible that someone like you could actually affect the sun's activity, or only just maybe some of the effects on the Earth?
That'd be a tall order.
No, I've heard...
Tall order, but I kind of suspect it's possible.
Have you tried?
Well, this might be some of the research is still under wraps, so we can't really get into tonight.
I've tried in the aspect of shielding the planet when we've had some big coronal ejections coming this way.
Yeah.
And had effects where I can feel the sensational changes on the surface of my skin.
Whoa.
I've been out in the sun. When you be out in the sun, some days it's nice. Other days it has that burny, prickly feel to you. Well, that's when the solar flares are intense. So on those days when I get that, I'll start working with the planet and try to increase the shielding.
And you think you've been somewhat effective there?
I think I have. But like I say, I would like to work with NASA and all the other boys down there and see if we can't all work together and find out if this is really happening.
Wouldn't it be nice if they were open-minded enough to do that?
Sure would. We'd be a lot further up there.
Oh, we sure would. Shu, you must have some hellacious dreams. Do you do work in your dreams, or are you allowed to just simply dream and rest?
I go four-wheeling a lot in my dreams.
Really? Well, that's how you got the nickname Shu, weren't you?
Yeah, something like that. I get out and have fun. I don't sit around like an old cat.
You are precious.
Well, thank you now.
Well, what about the UFO activity? Have y'all picked up that?
Well, we don't go down that trail too awful heavy.
Why not?
We'll look at it, and see. And all I got to say is, when them old boys ever flies over, I'll lock this energy on him and try to get him to land out here. Then we'll examine it. But
I love this.
Can y'all talk about some other experiments y'all are going to be doing here in the very near future?
Well, Charlie, you come on in there a little.
Yes, we're looking into the effect of electromagnetic waves that ED's got the ability to generate at different frequencies. He has shown the ability to pick a frequency at will and concentrate and to focus on that, and will be able to pick up that frequency. And we've been trying to do this as a double-blind type of experiment, him not telling me what time he's going to do this.
That's amazing.
And then I'm looking over the data, and I have programs that'll search and look for an unusual spike at a particular area, and then through a third person, we'll coordinate the times, and the times will be the times that he experimented with. So
lucky you, Charlie, to have found Shu. It's wonderful that you two have found each other.
Yeah, it's great. It's just the beginning of a much bigger research program.
The field is wide open. It's, as I said, we're totally self-funded. And,
well, bravo to you, to having the courage and stamina and intelligence, etc., to take on such a large, but what must be very interesting endeavor.
Well, the next time y'all are ready to unleash some really major breaking news, you'd like to have your own night search, maybe for the first time, to talk about it.
We want first dibs.
Okay, we'll holler at y'all.
Oh, you do that. Well, Charlie and Shu, it has been a great pleasure to have you on.
It's been a great pleasure also here.
And we want to get you back on, Charlie, again to talk more in depth about the research that you've been doing.
I would love to. It'd be interesting.
Definitely want to plan that. So we're going to say good night to you now. We'll keep Shu on here for a few more minutes.
Okay, and have a good night.
Bye, Charlie.
Yeah, see you, Charles.
Whew.
Well, we're going to have you back on again soon, too. You want to leave us with some thoughts or some ideas before we say goodnight?
Well, I just hope everybody's safe out there in these ice storms. I don't know if y'all got ice like we do over here, but
yeah, we're lucky.
Just kind of kick in there and it'll all melt away.
We'll do that.
But we'll let you know when we get something really rolling going here.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate you being on. We think it's been a revelation for everybody to have someone of your abilities on night shift.
It's just the beginning. We'll slowly present them and get them where they can be taught.
Good.
So we'll be staying in close touch, and we'll get some questions on our website for you. I appreciate you,
Sure,
answer those
pass them
questions.
on, and I'll send you a little feedback.
All right.
Thank you very much. It's always been a pleasure. Love to have you on again real soon.
Okay.
Okay, you have a good night.
Bye,
Y'all
Sean.
do too.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go to our break, and then we'll get back. We're going to have Velo.